Hi everybody, I haven't forgot you, just not had a chance yet. It's been an interesting week really, because I've got under bonnet Jensen painted, that's all sorted out, and I've got a load of electrics all nailed on Victor. Now, I've had to rebuild lights, indicators, etc. I'll show you, I'm going to show you around it and stuff like that, because to be honest, the bulb holders they were practically rotted out at fittings. Anyhow, come up with an idea, got them all sorted, put modern sort of fittings in like you get on a modern car, and adapted them and fiberglassed them in so they're watertight and that. Then you just take lens off to get in. Fortunately, you can do that. So it's been a bit of an interest. I've done a few bits on Anglia, which I'll not probably go over today. Because I've got more than enough to show you for video, but I've got everything on electric side sorted. I've even put a new battery on Victor because it's had a 35 amp hour on. Well, I put a 45 on because the Victor's completely on all its original bulbs, headlights, everything. Now, they all work fine. I've done everything. I've had to clean all the grounds up. I've had to clean all the connectors up, as I'm going to show you. Same with the back, everything. So it's all existing wiring. And everything's sweet, and everything's just been cleaned up and prepped properly, belled out. Everything's been belled out with multimeters, so I know what's going off and what's not going off. It's just compressor, it's cooler just blowing up, dropping a bit of pressure coming on. And so I'm going to take you around, I'm going to show you, but the only thing on the Victor I've got out is I've no interior light. Now I know what the issue is, I know exactly what the issue is, and well, I'm presuming I know what the issue is, but I'm going to show you, because I've got a fuse in board, and she's belling across the fuse, but she's not belling across the connectors. Now, I still believe that there's just not a good enough contact through that one, because it's the only one that runs prior to ignition being switched on. So, and she'll bell through on the fuse, but not belling through on the connectors each side of it, which is an important thing when you're working with electrics, which I'm going to show you in a sec. So, I mean, also, I'll tell you another thing I've got these high water guns. One at Rep's been down to see me because I'm looking for a new gun, and this is modern technology, is this. Now, this gun, I mean, he didn't give me a price, he told me to try it. Now, would be absolutely fantastic for base coat and lacquers. Probably alright for colours, because I did a bit of a job with it on Saturday. Now, it's got the biggest fan you've ever seen. The fan it probably opens up to like 2 foot. And it just is an even fan. But one of the reasons I'm mentioning these for is because this one, I mean, it's like, I think anybody could put paint on. I'm not saying any of yours going to buy out like that, or some lads in trade might have stuff like this, but this is what the most obviously use with modern paints. He says it'll do 2Ks, like I'm going to show you on the bonnet in a minute here. And but just a completely different way of painting. I mean, it looks the business. It looks like, I mean, it's got more holes and things in its tip, and it looks pretty. It's like pretty obviously well switched on. You can see that it is, but it's just different form of painting. So you know, I suppose that's what the painting are. But for a metallic, I would imagine a base and lacquer. Well, it would be absolutely fantastic because the evenness is unbelievable. Because it was a metallic thing that I did. It was a bit of furniture I was doing for home actually, and so I painted it with this, and it were incredible. But he also has left me, which I have yet to test yet, but I will let you know. He's left me a primer and sealer gun. Now this gun apparently it applies high build primers, and it applies them so they're smooth, so there's less blocking. But we shall see. Looks the part like that. Love the looking thing, fancy tape, everything. But we'll have a rundown on that and all for another time for you. So, but let's show you around, let's show you what's going off, and then I'm going to show you a trick on Victor anyway. So, might be a bit of a long video this actually. Excuse me. Right, now this is your Healey. Put some lights on so you can see better. Now this is all painted under here. So as you can see, it's subframe. Well, all them been done. You probably didn't miss that. You might have seen on other videos when it went on spit years, probably a year ago or so. But now this is ready to go under here. And obviously, well, oil cooler can go in upright, all sorts of stuff like that. I mean, engines to be built, you will be seeing that. And this can all be then completely masked off. And as I've said, we'll tape all edges, well, form them. And then I'll blow the complete car. But the complete car, yet on the outside's got to have a isolating coat. and a final acrylic primer. So, well, that's a look round there. So that's what a car restored correctly looks like under the bonnet. You know, everything's all sorted. You probably couldn't weigh up hard I was working or what I were up to, but you can get just to it now. I mean, obviously, there's not a colour change, it's just a little bit of dust here and there, just wants wiping off. So, that's that. Let's go on at Victor then. So, as you can see now, we've got some lights in. And these were the problems. So, what I had to do, I had to grind the bulb holder off, then I put a all cutter through one pillar drill, and then I put a new fitting in, and I fiberglassed it in. So you just take the lens off now, you can change it. But these obviously have like a stop and tail because the side light plus an indicator. Same with all, they're all existing lamps, they're all Lucas, they're all what it left the factory with. They're all 1963 lights. Now it wouldn't surprise me if the bulbs aren't existing. Now I had to clean all the contacts up, everything. Plus if you look down here, I cleaned all the fittings up. I don't know if you can see them. Right, go down here. All the existing wires, I didn't replace anything. I cleaned the grounds up. You see the grounds to the side there. And everything has done exactly what it should do. So, I'll give them down. I'll put them all on. I mean, I put a bit, like I say, I put a bigger battery. It just stands slightly taller. It's clear at bonnet. But we just want a terminal cover on neg, because she's positive. Obviously, we've got backlights in. They're all done. Number plate lights done. So let's let you have a look. Let's put lights on. There's lights. We've even got like clock lights are on. See, there's your backlights. There's your number plate light. Come down here. Got your lights there. Everything doing what it should do. Put ignition on. This is what I'll show you about. Because the old white ones, you see, well, brighter bulb brightens up for indicator. But everything's existing, and every connection, every ground has been looked after and put right. So there's absolutely no excuse for nothing to work. You know, the secret is keeping all your connectors clean, making sure your grounds are doing what they do. And this is existing wiring. I mean, even I-beam works, but I could show you. Well, I'll show you, because we've got a dip switch here, so clip that on. We've got I-beam light there, see it lit up. Obviously, we've got I-beam there, so that's why I replaced this dip switch, because it would absolutely see solid. Wipers work. Now, fan works. Now, I'm showing you all this because I'm trying to get points over to you that if you prep everything right, clean everything. I mean, I do use contact cleaner, which I use this one. It's an Autosmart part. And then also when I'm joining up, I always use these now. The new product, you put them on, they're like an heat shrink and they're soldered wires together. So it makes a big difference. Let's just knock lights off. We've got on. On works. Now, I'm going to show you on here, because like I say, I haven't got the interior light now. I'm going to show you something now. It might be quite difficult this to do, but let me put this into this little holder I've got for my phone. I don't want to click you off. Right, now, it's on the second one. It was very corroded up, this one. Now, I'm obviously going to have to clean it a bit better, because let me go to this side. It's going to be probably hard to show. Now, if I go across fuse, I'll put bell on. I've just got bell on to bell it out, look. You can probably hear that. Now, if I go on fuse, I've got power. And I've got a bit of resistance on my gauge. Now, if I go to the contact, I haven't. Now, I don't know if you understand what I'm doing. So, even though the fuse is live, the contacts aren't clean. So that's just a silly little thing I'm showing you that happens regular. Fuse, fine, but it won't be bridging the contact. The contact needs further cleaning up, so I don't know if I'll have to put something in Dremel or... You see, it's not making through the contact, so... You think, well, my fuse is alright. Well, it will be. But if it's not, if the fuse isn't actually making through contact, well, that's your issue. So, just a bit of something silly that I've shown you, but... And as I've said, all these contacts have all been parted, they've all been put right, and I'll show you something else I have as well, that for pushing your contacts together, a set of pliers here, and what they do, no doubt some of you have seen them, and they just pull your connectors together. So when you've cleaned them up, make sure they're home. But like I said, I put all this car together, everything. You've just seen everything work as factory. I've had to rebuild these lamps, as I've pointed out, and I've explained to what I've done. You'll probably see it come through on photographs, because I did do a few pictures on some. It'll come up somewhere on a video of a time. But everything works. The only thing is I just probably didn't clean ground up good enough on that headlamp when I put everything on. But there were no wires ripped out. Well, obviously they were taken out and cleaned, and everything were put back together correctly and cleaned up, and everything does the job. So don't go into your car or doing your project, start ragging your wires out. I'm going to replace, and any stupid relays, get rid of them, because keep your terminals clean and keep your grounds right. You know, this probably could do with a clean up on this ground a bit better, but everything seems to be doing it, so it's probably not worth disturbing. And just bits like I showed you earlier, your ground wires there that are fastened, make sure them terminals are clean, and everything should be quite good and quite forgiving for you. So, anyhow, that's something for you, what's been going off at workshop. Obviously, Victor's on its way now, and I'm pushing on. I think I've got matter resolved with brake springs, because I've found some other stuff that I think is going to do my job. So, that's a look round. As usual, well, just usual workshop. You know how to work. That's a quick glance in Healey again. So, if you like video, give me a like, pass a comment on all you want to know. I mean, I'm pretty, switched on with electrics. It's not an unbelievable art, is it, electrics, on a car. It's not. It's pretty straightforward. There's just a few basic rules you need to follow. If the bell through and it's continuation through wire, odds on I can usually sort it out. So, like I've just said, give us a like, subscribe to my channel if you like. If you want to see stuff like this, the silly bits, and it's all altering and changing. But this is like my workshop Wednesday. So, and pass a comment, what you want to know, and I'll come back to you. So, thanks for tuning in again, everybody. If you are, and take care, and bye for now.